Hello everybody, welcome back to the Speakeasy.
I'm Zach.
I'm Jake.
We are the Dirt Roadmen. Almost dropped my glass. Do you feel the give?
Yeah, a little bit.
That was a good choice.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That pairs so nicely.
With everything.
It does, and the cigar's not overpowering. I would probably tell them what it is though.
Yeah, so we're here to do a cigar review of Ave Maria. I swear I know what it is. The Ave Maria Immaculata, which is a Connecticut cigar from an AJ Fernandez brand. If you haven't figured it out, we've gotten a lot of AJ Fernandez cigars. That's because I got an AJ Fernandez sampler and put two aside from each one.
They're great though. He does phenomenal cigars.
Changed our whole grading scale.
Yep.
Changed our perspective on what makes a good cigar. He upped our standards.
This is a Connecticut. I'm not far into it by any means necessary, but I like it.
We'll go with that. Yes, it is pretty good. It's oddly peppery for Connecticut, which is weird. Other than that, it still has the lighter flavors. There's almost a vanilla to it.
That's what I got when I first lit it. Was a heavy vanilla.
Yeah, so I've got vanilla, like a light wood note, probably cedar, but it's not enough that it stands out as something I can easily define.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of pepper, just like regular pepper you'd have at your table, black pepper.
Yeah. This would be a good, just everyday hanging out.
I picture it, every once in a while on the weekends, I'll sit out and kind of like journal out my week and set some basic goals.
Mm-hmm.
I often have a cigar when I do that. This would be like a perfect cigar for that because it's usually early in the morning, like 9, 10 o'clock. Which, considering I work nights, is early in the morning.
It's a good breakfast cigar.
Pretty much, yeah. Because that's when I go out there, right after breakfast. These are Cuban seed Nicaraguan long filler cigars with Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrappers. So we've taken to, along with splitting our videos up so we can smoke the whole cigar, dropping some like knowledge nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to take a guess at Cuban seed, what would you assume that it probably is?
The tobacco plant itself came from a seed that was from Cuba.
And was planted in whatever country,
Yeah.
in this case Nicaragua. Yep, that's Cuban seed. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it was simple, and I put it in there just because I've had people ask me before what that means. Because they just assumed that like nothing that came out of Cuba could come to us. And it's like, well, the seeds came from Cuba, not to us, to somewhere else where they were planted and grown. We're circumventing things.
Yeah.
But honestly, at least my experience, I believe both of our experience, Cuban cigars are overrated.
Mm-hmm. 1, 2,
Nicaragua, Dominican, Honduran, I think we've had 2.
2.
Are all just as good, if not better, depending.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Camacho Ecuador's outstanding.
Yes,
This is an Ecuadorian wrapper, so that maybe says something.
Yeah.
As far as the rest, we'll say it in the second half of the video. We'll get a little more into it as to explaining what an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper is.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff crammed into one.
Yes, so I figured I'd save that for the second half when we wrap this up. So we'll be back in just a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back.
Yes, we are.
It feels wrong if we don't clang. Sorry.
Yeah.
Camera's been off and turned back on. It's just our thing.
Yes. Welcome back to the Speakeasy again.
Yeah. For the second half of the video, which for you was a 0-second break, but for us has been like an hour and almost a half.
Yeah.
So, what did you think?
I liked it. I like the as you said before, at a like tabletop black pepper notes. There's a definite underlying vanilla and a little bit of a sweetness probably going along with the vanilla. That it just meshes really well and really pairs with this wonderful, wonderful bourbon we're drinking.
It does. You know what surprised me about this cigar in particular?
What's that?
Other than being a decent Connecticut.
It's a Connecticut.
It was consistently flavored all the way through. I noticed
Yeah.
no flavor change at all, which is odd. You normally notice some kinds of flavor change, and normally they're pleasant.
The only real big difference is when I first lit it up, when I toasted it and then I lit it, I got like a huge, just solid front end punch in the mouth of vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, the peppery notes and the little bit of wood kind of mellowed out with the vanilla and just a nice blend.
Yep. I would agree with that. I didn't notice the big punch on the face of vanilla at the beginning, but I did notice the vanilla undertones. So, another fun fact that we wanted to work into this video, because the Cuban seed thing's kind of a giveaway. We just wanted to make sure we said it in case anybody had questions. I said this is an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper. So, what is a Connecticut wrapper?
Connecticut wrapper is a light colored wrapper grown in Connecticut.
Yes. This one was obviously grown in Ecuador, so they took Connecticut seeds
Okay.
from good Connecticut plants and took them to Ecuador and planted them there.
Okay.
And then they were grown there. Ecuador has actually become pretty popular for growing seeds from other countries
Okay.
in their soil.
They probably have better soil.
They have a tendency to enrich the flavors that are already there, for whatever reason. Now, a shade grown, since that's our only other word left, they put these semi-translucent tints over them.
Oh.
So that enough sun can come through for photosynthesis, but they don't get too much sun, and it's what keeps them both lighter colored and lighter, softer flavors.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't science fun?
Especially when it's practical science like that. Like really simple, anybody could figure that out eventually, science.
And that popsicle on somebody's back.
Yes. Yes. Always fun to work in a Punisher reference.
Got to.
But yeah, so now you know what an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper is and what a Connecticut and a shade grown is. So like when you see the Drew Estate Undercrown shade, that's what it is. It's a shade grown Connecticut.
Okay.
When you see sun grown, that's usually a sun grown Connecticut.
Learning.
It can be a sun grown, just natural wrapper though too. But I'm just making the point.
We get the we get the gist.
Yes. So for the AJ Fernandez Ave Maria Immaculata, is this one?
Yes.
I don't know why I didn't write that on the sheet.
It's okay.
Pretty solid cigar. I'm impressed, as usual with AJ Fernandez. I'm impressed that I liked it even though it was a Connecticut. It doesn't happen for us super often, although we've had good luck lately.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. I'd give this a 7.
I was thinking a 9.
Whoa. Rated it higher than the last Connecticut we reviewed.
I like this one better than the last Connecticut review, I guess. This was a nice, easy, solid smoke all the way through. There wasn't a lot of thinking about it. There wasn't any kind of, oh, hey, I'm getting a...
So if we were comparing it to a whiskey, it's more like a background whiskey. Like a
Yeah.
lot of Irish whiskeys.
Yes?
But I would say that it's not background enough that you can't like pick anything out.
If I was going to compare this to a whiskey, and then narrow it down to an Irish whiskey, Jameson Black Barrel.
Too bad we don't have that to try to compare.
Yeah, it's...
I know there's a Black Barrel bottle here, guys, but it's Hellcat Maggie, which is still an amazing Irish whiskey that, for whatever reason, we don't drink enough.
Take our word for it, it's great. I mean...
yeah, I think that's all we have today, unless you got something else.
Nope.
Till we see you again, I'm Zach.
I'm Jake.
We are the Dirt Road Men. Hey everybody, if you like this video, hit a like or dislike, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you really like what we're doing, check us out over on Facebook, where we post every day.